Pear and Pear once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today I'm back with fruit of the day, the one and only pear. So maybe you like pears, maybe you enjoy the way they taste, maybe you like the way they smell, maybe you prefer them in a smoothie, or maybe even a pear tart. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on. Why? Because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of the pear. All right, first up, just a little bit of background information. The pear is native to coastal temperate regions of Western Europe, North Africa, and Asia. Pear trees can withstand cold temperatures. That is one reason they're harvested year-round and grown in nearly every continent on Earth. So guys, this kind of answers the question, why in the world do you see pears in the produce section all year long? Well, we now have the answer. Also, would you believe that worldwide it's estimated that there are more than 3,000 known varieties of pears in existence? Wow, who knew? Of all the known pear species, there are three main varieties of pear trees that are primarily grown today. They happen to be the European, Asian, and the hybrid species. So there we have it, guys. Just a little bit of background information about the one and only pear. All right, now it's time for a few fun facts. Pears are often recommended by healthcare practitioners because they're considered a hypoallergenic fruit. Compared to many other fruits, someone is much less likely to suffer from digestive issues or allergic reactions when eating a pear. This makes pears a good choice even for infants and making homemade baby food. That's right. So ladies, if you're pregnant, ladies and gentlemen, if you're considering conceiving, right, maybe you want to start a family, then please do a little more investigation about using pears as baby food. That's right, guys. Keep them healthy, especially while they're young. Also, another fun fact, some of the most common types of pears are Bartlett, Comus, Star Crimson, Anjou, Concord, Clap, Bosque, Farrell, Asian, and Seppel. So there we have it, guys. Just a few fun facts about the one and only pear. Now, before I leave this slide, take a look at the picture. For those of us who are wondering what in the world do all those types of pears look like, well, there you have it. As you can see, pears come in a variety of shapes and colors and probably tastes. So what I would suggest is that you go to your local grocery store or farmer's market, purchase a whole bunch of different types of pears, come back to the video, and then let me know exactly how they taste. All right, it's time for the not so fun facts. Whenever possible, look for organic pears. Just like with apples, pears are commonly sprayed with high levels of common pesticides and chemicals. That places them on the Environmental Working Group's list of fruits and vegetables to buy organic. In fact, the Environmental Working Group's latest report on Shopper's Guide to Pesticides lists pears as one of the 12 foods most frequently containing pesticide residues. Oh no! Buying organic pears lowers your risk of exposure to unwanted pesticides, contaminants, and other potential risks associated with agricultural chemicals. Skip the store-bought pear juices. They are usually pasteurized, loaded with sugar, and missing most other pear nutrition benefits described above. Instead, simply make your own by blending or juicing a whole pear. So there we have it, guys. We now know what's best, right? Purchase organic pears and please stay away from any type of store-bought pear juice. Why? It's loaded with sugar, loaded with preservatives, right? So if anything, you want some pear juice, make it on your own. So there we have it, guys. Just a few not so fun facts about the one and only pear. All right. Now it's time to talk about the 5-20 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, the 520 rule is all about food labels. Yes, food labels. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food or beverage item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, specifically, when we talk about the 520 rule, we're talking about percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, let's take a look at our picture. Our sample food label, as I like to call it, right? Now, as you can see, it's divided into three colored sections. The first colored section is, we can say, lavender or purple, right? And it says percent daily value. Now, notice that as you go down the column, that percent daily value is simply represented as a percentage, right? Which can be as low as 0 to as high as 100%. Then we have the yellow colored portion of our food label. Now, the reason why this is colored yellow is to highlight some of the nutrients that unfortunately lead to sickness and disease within the body temple. So, what nutrients are those? Well, it's total fat, cholesterol, and sodium. So, if anything, when consuming food, right, you always want to pay attention to the food label. Why? Because it's going to let you know exactly which nutrients you should get more of and which nutrients you should get less of. Now, being that total fat, cholesterol, and sodium are the nutrients that do the body a lot of harm, then you definitely want to make sure that those percentages are as close to 0 as possible. Now, let's focus on the blue nutrients, such as dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, which basically represent all vitamins and minerals. Well, unlike the yellow nutrients, these blue nutrients do just the opposite. Rather than cause sickness and disease, they promote health and wellness within the body temple. So if anything, you want to make sure that those percentages are as close to 100 as possible. Now, let's be a little more specific about the 520 rule. If a food or beverage item offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is considered not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next up, if the food or beverage item offers anywhere from 10% to 19% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food or beverage item offers 20% DV or greater, then that food or beverage item is considered an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, now let's focus on the nutrition facts. In other words, what happens once I eat an apple? Or, sorry, I got that backwards. The nutrition facts, the question is, what am I putting in my body when I eat an apple? We'll talk about the health benefits in a little while, I promise. So for today's lecture, we're going to simply say that a single serving of pear is equal to 1 medium pear. Now, here's what you're putting into your body. You're only putting in about 100 calories. Now here it says 101 to 103, but we could just simply say approximately 100 calories. You're going to get 27.5 grams of carbohydrates, 0.7 grams protein, and you guys didn't think pears had protein. Well, they do. Also, 0.2 grams of fat, 5.5 grams of fiber. Amazing. Also, vitamin C, 12%, so it makes it a good source. Vitamin K, 10%, good source. Now we have copper coming in at only 7% DV, which unfortunately makes it not a good source. Then we have potassium coming in at 6% DV, not a good source. Why? Because it's between 0 and 9%. Next up is manganese coming in at only 4% DV. There's folate coming in at 3% DV. And lastly is magnesium, also coming in at only 3% DV. Now, some of us may be a little upset, and you may be thinking, well, a pear doesn't really have that many nutrients. And the nutrients that it does have, well, it's not a good source. Well, guys, to cure any type of worrying that you may have, all you have to do is simply eat more pears. maybe 2, maybe 3 throughout the day. So that hopefully will solve any type of dilemma you may be going through right now as to whether or not you should consume pears. All right, now it's time for the health benefits. But before we dive into these, Coach D wants to drop a little wisdom on you. At this time, I really want to talk with you about the principle of cause and effect. Now, some of us may already be familiar with this principle. Why? Because you're probably familiar with the 7 Hermetic principles. Now, this principle simply states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. That being said, here's what we need to understand is that the health benefits are the effects. The causes are the nutrient contents. That's right. So let's go health benefit by health benefit, and let's also discuss which nutrients contribute to these health benefits. Health benefit number 1, it is a high source of immune boosting vitamin C. Now, for those of us who aren't all that familiar with vitamin C, it's amazing. Vitamin C does a lot of good things for the body. Number 1, it boosts your immune system. That's right. So it's going to keep you healthy when everybody else is sick. Also, vitamin C is a primary component of collagen, which is basically a protein that helps to keep your tendons, ligaments, and muscles very, very strong. Next up, pears are a great source of fiber. Now the question is, what type of fiber does it have? Well, the name of the fiber, the name of the phytonutrient is pectin. That's right. Now we all know that fiber is what I like to call nature's plumber. In other words, it keeps your tubes clean. Also, pears provide antioxidants. Now the question is, which antioxidants does it provide? Well, you have polyphenols, we have phenolic acids, flavonoids, and we cannot forget about glutathione. That's right, guys, glutathione. Now, to be very blunt about antioxidants, they are amazing. They do a really good job at deactivating free radicals, which basically means it's going to help save your body tempo from cancer, from aging, and we cannot forget about heart disease. That's right, guys. That's exactly what antioxidants do. Next up, pears, they may help with reaching satiety and weight loss. That's right. So for those of us who are overweight, over fat, or maybe just straight up obese, you may want to start eating more pears. Why? Because it's going to help you lose a little bit of weight. Also, pears supports heart health, right? Now the question is, which phytonutrient in pears does that? Well, say hello to pectin. It's a type of fiber. Next up, pears improve digestion and can fight constipation. Right. So maybe you're the type of person who's dealing with some type of digestive issues, or maybe you find yourself being constipated all the time. Well, if that's you, please eat more pears. Also, pears help fight diabetes. Right. So unfortunately, a lot of people have been diagnosed whether pre-diabetic or full-blown diabetes. Well, thank God for flavonoids. That's right. Flavonoids are phytonutrients which help fight diabetes, and they're found in pears, right? So if you want to alleviate your medication, right, just simply eat more pears. Very simple. Next up, pears make a good pre or post workout snack, right? So for all the young fellas and all the older gentlemen who are considering whether they should eat food or take a pre-workout before workout, right? Please eat a pear. Also, and this is my last little health benefits as far as pears are concerned, pears help maintain bone health. Now the question is, which phytonutrients in pears maintain bone health? Well, say hello to vitamin K and boron. That's right, guys. So we have it. Lots and lots and lots of health benefits of the pear. All right, now it's time to talk about food. Yes, food, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to give a big shout out to forksoverknives.com. This is our website for everything vegan. So, as usual, I went to the website, forksoverknives.com, did a little bit of research, and I found two amazing vegan pear dishes that I want to share with you right now. So, the first recipe is entitled polenta with pears and cranberries. Take a look at the picture. Looks amazing. Now, our second recipe is entitled No Bake Cranberry Pear Tart. Take a look at that picture. Looks amazing, right? So, if either of these recipes whet your appetite, then please go to the description box. Why? Because I've provided links to both recipes. That's right. Now, if you decide to click on the link, you're going to find a lot of great information, such as cooking instructions, the ingredient list, and preparation time. That's right. So forksoverknives.com is going to provide you with everything you need in order to make these delicious, nutritious vegan recipes. So there we have it, guys. Not one, but two amazing vegan pear recipes from forksoverknives.com. All right, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, well, Coach D, thanks for the nutrition facts. Coach D, thanks for the not so fun facts. Coach D, thanks for the recipes. But what I really want to know is, when in the world should I eat more pears? Well, guys, if that's your question, the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect day to eat more pears, is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Yes, good old Nature Day. Ladies and gentlemen, Nature Day is the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you know nothing about the 23% challenge. Well, that's okay because I'm going to explain it to you in a nutshell. The 23% challenge is a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships, and it also helps to save good old planet Earth. Now, here's the thing about the challenge is that it's the first 7 days of every single month, the first all the way through the 7th. Now, here's what you got to understand is that Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, which simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every single month. So, whether it's December 1st, May 1st, or even August 1st, it's always Nature Day. All right, so now that your interest has been piqued and perhaps you want to know more about Nature Day, well, here you go. Maybe you're the type of person who's been stricken with the big four, meaning obesity, heart disease, cancer, or type 2 diabetes. Or maybe you're the type of person who has digestive issues. Or maybe you're the type of person who simply wants to eat more plants. Or maybe, just maybe, you have some mental issues, such as depression, anxiety, dealing with a lot of stress. Maybe you have dementia. Maybe you have Alzheimer's disease, right? Or maybe, just maybe, you're looking to become more comfortable in your sexual prowess in the bedroom. Well, if that's you, then ladies and gentlemen, it is definitely time to eat more plants. Now, I do understand that eating more plants may be challenging for some people. So, if it's a challenge, then allow me to expose to you 3 options that I believe can really help make that transition easy. Guys, I want to introduce you to a 3% vegan, a 13% vegan, and a 23% vegan. So now the question is, what are those? Well, guys, let's first talk about a 3% vegan. A 3% vegan is anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 1 day out of an entire month. Which day? I'll leave it up to you, but I do recommend that you make it the first day of the month, i.e. Nature Day. Now the second type is a 13% vegan, which basically translates to 4 days out of an entire month, right? Now, which 4 days? Well, it could be the first 4 days of every month, or you could pick 1 day per week. I'll leave it up to you. Now the third type is a 23% vegan, which technically that's what Coach D considers himself to be. So what does that mean? Well, it means that I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods for the first 7 days of every single month. Oh, and I only drink water, right? So now the question is, what in the world are the 5 food groups of plant foods, Coach D? Well, here they are. I am allowed to eat all fruits, all vegetables and herbs, all whole grains, all legumes, and any nuts and seeds I please. Right? So with all those options, how in the world can I run out of food to eat? It's impossible. I can't. So there we have it, guys. The ins and outs about Nature Day. All right, so maybe now that you are more informed about Nature Day, perhaps you're ready to go. But before you go, I want to offer you a little bit of advice. I want to offer you some help. I want to give you a few tips to help make your Nature Day successful. So, tip number 1, go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you primarily are going to go to 2 places. Number 1 is the produce section, and number 2 is the freezer aisle. Why the produce section? Well, that's where you're going to find all of your fresh plant foods. Why the freezer aisle? Well, that's where you're going to find all of your frozen plant foods. Now, some of you may be wondering which is better, fresh or frozen. Believe it or not, the nutrient content of both are pretty much the same. So please, don't get bogged down in all the details. Either go for fresh or go for frozen. I'll leave that up to you. Next up is go visit a local farmer's market. That's right. Now, I highly recommend farmers markets for those of us who care to purchase our plant foods organic. Now, here's the good thing about farmers markets is that they only carry organic produce, right? So, if you have to eat organic, then please go to your local farmers market. Now, in the event you do not know where one is located, just do a quick Google search. Type in farmers markets near me, and within less than half of a second, Google will give you your desired results. My third tip is to go to the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. Now, once you finish with the produce section, once you finish with the freezer aisle, then walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Depending on the store, they may call it the kitchen, whatever it's called, the kitchen prepared dishes section. Talk to the person behind the counter and ask them if they have any vegan, not vegetarian, but vegan options. If they do, ask for a quick sample, and if you like it, hopefully you do, purchase the food either by the pound or maybe even 2 pounds. And my last tip to help make your Nature Day successful is to go visit a vegan restaurant. That's right, guys. Vegan restaurants do exist. And I gotta tell you, the biggest advantage to going to a vegan restaurant is that they hire vegan chefs who basically know not only how to cook plant foods, but they also know which plant foods to combine together so that you get the most nutritious, delicious dishes. So there you have it, guys. 4 amazing tips to help make your Nature Day successful. All right, 23% Nation, it's time for our question of the day, which comes from yours truly. Here we go. True or false? Pears are a good choice for infants and making homemade baby food. Now, I believe I covered that earlier in the video, so if you didn't quite get it, please rewind and then put your answer in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign out, I gotta ask you to please subscribe, like, and share the video, especially if you love pears. Also, don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out, but always remember, take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.